I'm Paul Zeiss. It is the Paul Zeiss, the Paul Zeiss show. So we are moving along here, and we are going to have a good time. We are, I got these people on Twitter. These people on Twitter are so freaking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Do you have that clip from Ben Roethlisberger talking about trolls in their mom's basement? Do you have that clip somewhere?
They call them trolls or whatever, people that just sit behind a computer in their mom's basement.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're at. I mean, look, here's the thing, okay? This is what I hate the most about this town when it comes to two teams, the Steelers and the Penguins. You're not allowed to be objective about either team. Because if you are, you're a hater. You know, that stupid, ridiculously stupid, idiotic idea that just because you aren't jumping around with black and gold pom-poms, hooray, that you're a hater. And that's what's happening already here. Everybody's so excited about the Steelers picking up all of these bargain basement type free agent guys that anybody that has the audacity to say, okay, well, let's be a little cautious here. And I said I look at the Steelers and I still think they're probably about the 6th or 7th best team in the AFC based on everything we've seen. They were 7th last year. That's probably about where they're going to be this year, 6th or 7th. And if Deshaun Watson goes to the Browns, maybe 7th or 8th. That's reality, okay? All these guys that they're signing for bargain basement prices, and this is really, they're just being really shrewd and unbelievable and getting great bargains. Guess what? There's a reason that those guys are available for the price they're getting them at. And yes, they're young. They might get better, but there's a reason they're available. They're young, and they're available for those prices. Do I think James Daniels is an upgrade for them? He absolutely probably is. But here's the thing. If you look at a lot of the grading from Pro Football Focus and other places like that, he didn't grade out much higher than Trey Turner. He's an upgrade, but by how much? I don't know. Mason Cole, he's a backup. He's a backup who all of a sudden has become, there are people now that are trying to, make it out like he's Jimbo Covert or something. He's mostly a career backup who probably will be an upgrade over Kendrick Green. But let's not act like they went out and signed, some dominant center type player. Miles Jackson, it's a really good signing for them. I like that a lot. I like the James Daniels signing. The Mitch Trubisky signing, I can tell you this much right now. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I really don't. I really don't love it or hate it. I think it's exactly what they were going to do. Go find a scrap heap guy they could get for a cheap price and, and bring them in. And hopefully that what happens is they are able to put together, a season where they can run the ball a little bit better. Their offensive line gets a little bit better. And then, Mitch Trubisky is able to flourish or at least able to manage the games in a system that is a little bit better than what he's been in, period. That's all it is. That's all it is. You hope that he's, able to be better than he was when he was in Chicago, and you hope that it works out. But I don't know how anybody can sit here and get all excited about these things because the season is until September. But the idea that I'm a hater because I basically have said, let's take a little bit of more cautious approach when we start talking about all of these moves and how great they are. Let's look at them for real. I'll tell you another guy they got for what, $4 million or whatever it is, $4 million a year, Levi Wallace. Okay, nice player. He's not a dominant corner. He's not a shutdown corner. He's not a number one corner. He's probably a guy that, compares very favorably to, Steven Nelson or one of those guys that they've had where they've had their second corner. Okay. I think he's pretty good. But that's what it comes down to. And to me, it really is an important thing to remember. And so, when you look at this team as a whole, are they better than the Chiefs right now? Are they better than the Bills right now? Are they better than the Bengals right now? There's 3 teams right there that are clearly better than the Steelers. Are they better than the Broncos right now? Probably not. Are they better than the Titans? I don't know. Maybe. Are they better than the Chargers? As we go through this. That's the point. It's nice that we can sit here and talk about this thing, and sit here and say, well, they've gotten better, but so has everybody else. There's a lot of teams that have gotten better. And, it's good that they are keeping themselves relevant. It's good that they're filling the holes, but let's not go overboard. I'm so tired of hearing a couple of things. Well, that guy, he just didn't really fit in his old system, but here he's going to thrive because it's Steeler ball. Well, that guy, he wasn't used correctly, and that's why, wait till you see what happens. Have you listened to, I tell you, I just tweeted out something from Adam Bittner from the Post-Gazette. I should have him on. I'll have him on tomorrow. He's an analytics guy. He did a look at all the analytics on Mitch Trubisky. Read that article. A little bit later on at 10 o'clock, we're going to hear from a guy who covered the Bears in Chicago. He's going to talk about Mitch Trubisky and some of the things that hold him back from being a good quarterback. And you tell me how much of it is the Bears and how much of it is just his limitations. I don't hate Trubisky. I don't love Trubisky. I just don't necessarily think that it's that significant of a move because I'm not convinced yet that he's going to beat out Mason Rudolph. Nevertheless, you look around the AFC right now. Is Mitch Trubisky, and I'm not trying to be a hater, but, we're going to talk about being haters and all this other stuff. Let's have a conversation then. Right? Let's not be douchebags on Twitter. Let's have a conversation. Is Mitch Trubisky better than Josh Allen? No. Is he better than, let's see who else is in this division. Is he better than the Patriots quarterback, Mac Jones? No. So that's 2 in the AFC he's not better than. You want to tell me he's better than Tua? Maybe. Okay. I don't think he's better than the kid that plays for the Jets. What's his name? Zach Wilson. Or the other kid that played for the Jets. What was the other kid's name? Let me look at it. There had 2 guys that played a lot last year. That Mike White. I don't even know if he's better than Mike White. Right? So, at the very least, there's 2 in the AFC East that are better than him. He's better than Baker Mayfield. He's not better than Lamar Jackson, and he's not better than Burrow. So there's 4 right there. And then, of course, if Deshaun Watson comes in, that would be 5. Is he better than Ryan Tannehill? Probably not. That's 5. I would take Trevor Lawrence over him right now. That's 6. All four of the guys in the AFC West are better than him. So, in other words, there are 10 quarterbacks in the AFC better than Mitch Trubisky right now. Right now. And that's not to say that he's not going to be a good quarterback, or it's just to have some perspective. And so to me, it just is one of those things where I just don't believe that people are being realistic because they get so caught up in all of these names. That's what it comes down to. And so it is amazing to me that people can't quite figure that out. Really. It isn't a thing of where we are sitting here and talking about one, it's not a thing of where we're sitting here talking about all of these guys are like superstars they're bringing in. They've made themselves better. They've added to, they've added to their, they've added to their depth. They've added to, filling in some of the holes. They've made themselves better in certain areas, but gain some damn perspective. People get mad and they call me a hater because I have perspective. I keep it in perspective. This idea that somehow they've all these guys are diamonds in the rough and gems, and that they're smarter than everybody else because they were able to sign them for nothing. That's just not real. I don't live in that world. If you want to be a fanboy and live in that world, that's fine. It's just the way it goes. I would love to know, I just feel I feel like people get so angry if you don't see, their team through the same rosy-colored glasses as they do. I think what the Steelers have done is good. I like what they've done. But let's not lose our minds. That's all I've said. Let's not lose our minds. And keep in mind that it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to build a roster via free agency than it is the draft, and they've been able to do that. So to me, how high can they go? I'm not sure yet. But I do think that you've got to stop this thing where we keep talking about every single guy they sign, what an unbelievable bargain it was. Because they're not all bargains. Some of them won't pan out. And the Steelers still don't have a great, they still don't have a great quarterback. And they still have, one of the worst quarterback situations in the AFC.